it back from our drive, and it was really fun.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick drive today.
Yeah, wasn't that bad. We switched off, so it was good.
That's nice.
Yeah, definitely want to go back to like good old Glacier Park.
I feel like we've got a better context for what we're getting into and other things that we want to see now.
Mhm. So, what was the highlights? A couple highlights that you can think of like this weekend.
I really liked seeing how different the park was from one end to the other. I feel like we entered on the west side and it was very, there's a lake there, so it was like very green and like lots of mountains in the distance, and then you like drove through the mountains, through the narrows and all these rock formations and waterfalls, and then on the other side was very like meadowy and prairie-like, and visitor center had a totally different vibe. And got to learn a lot about the natives that lived in that land prior to the U.S. And I just feel like that was really cool to see how much it changed and how different it was. Another highlight was seeing the glaciers, for sure. And the first glacier that we saw was called the Jackson Glacier, which is very cool because my nephew's name is Jackson. Yeah. What about you?
I would say when we were tired and singing in the forest to ward off all the bears, and a deer liked our singing, and so it started following us in the woods, which was really cool.
Deer are pro Disney songs.
Yes.
Like that. Yep.
Learn some Disney and sing in the woods. The deer will love
the
it.
critters shall follow you.
And the bears won't like it. What else? I liked going in the lake.
Oh,
the lake was really nice. It was like a cold bath.
Yeah.
So it was nice after a long day of hiking. Yeah. So.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff that happened.
So what would you rate the hike that we did? A 13-mile hike, the Highland Trail hike, along with the Grinnell
Glacier Overlook.
What would you rate this?
Those two?
How many glaciers?
26 glaciers. I really do feel like we need to break it out into segments to like deal with that, because like the first 7.6 miles, which was just the Highland Trail, I felt like went by really fast. We had a good time. We were it felt like just a stroll, but it was on a cliffside, and sometimes it was through a forest, and we got to see a lot of wildlife, and it was very relaxing. And even the challenging parts were short and rewarded you with a very quick like view.
Yeah.
So I would give that like a 22 out of 26 for hikes, because 7.6 miles is way more than I normally hike.
Yeah.
But it was really enjoyable along the way, I think.
I agree.
And then hike itself, the 0.8 miles up and then 0.8 miles down, I would say, in my opinion, that gets like a 0.2 out of 26.
0.2.
The view, 23 out of 26. The hike, 0.2.
I'd give it a 2.
Fuck that hike.
I'd give it a 2. A 2 out of 26 for the hike up.
That was brutal.
It was.
It was really hard. I don't know. It was tough, and I think I wanted to quit a lot, but I also don't think I ever really considered quitting to like a full extent.
I considered quitting. And then I was like, no, this is why you're here. You wanted to see the glacier. You made the goal in the beginning of the day. Like, you're gonna see this freaking glacier.
I think it was the hardest part about it was like that we couldn't be done right after we conquered that. It was like we were done. We were out of water, and we still had 5 miles to go.
Yeah.
So those last 5 miles, I really enjoyed the little trek to the Granite Park Chalet up the hill.
Yeah.
There's little snacks. Paid $8 for a water and a couple Gatorades.
Bring cash.
Yeah. They took cards.
Yeah, but it took longer.
Okay, that's fair. There was a lot of paperwork. So I really enjoyed that. I feel like that Gatorade really like brought me back in a way that I needed it to. And then just the last 4 miles, our phones were almost dead, our watches were almost dead. It was in direct sun. We had no idea how long we had walked. Luckily the whole thing was downhill, so luckily and unluckily. So honestly, I would say that was like a 7 out of 26 glaciers for me, that last section. Because it was downhill, which is cool. We got to see some different sections, but there was very little shade, which I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
I like more trees. And I hate not knowing where we are or how long we've gone.
Yeah, I think that was the brutalest part for me too. Not knowing the unknown part of it. We're at a breaking point.
Right. It made it really hard to enjoy some of it. But we did get to see a patch that had been like previously burnt, and that was the first time that we got to be like up close and personal with a part of the forest that had gone through a forest fire, which was a different experience. What about you? What are your numbers?
I would say overall, out of 26 glaciers, the whole experience, everything involved, as a trail in itself, I'd probably give it 17 out of 26 glaciers.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, fair.
What's your overall?
I would put it right around there, I think, too.
Yeah.
I think that if we had been a little bit better prepared,
If we were Girl Scouts,
we could have had a better experience.
Yeah.
If we were better Girl Scouts.
We were better Girl Scouts. Then yes.
Then we could have enjoyed it a little bit
But for
more.
next time.
But for next time, I'm not going up the fucking overlook.
No. We already did it. We have to do that again. Never again.
No. I'd go up the other way. I will
Yeah,
not go up that way
Go
again.
the other hikeway.
But I would do the straight through any day.
Yeah.
And that would be feasible in 12 miles. I mean, it still took us the entire day. Like, we started the hike at 8:50 and we're on the shuttle at 5:45.
Yeah.
So with
True.
stops and lunches and picture breaks, it was a long day. But my calves are reminding me of it today. But it feels really cool to have done that and to like say, like, I've never hiked 13 miles in a day before. So,
It's a good
or in
accomplishment.
Montana.
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
Montana,
that was
yeah.
like the first national park I've been to.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
it's a great trip.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you want to see more, then tune in to a next adventure and see where we go next.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Bye.